All right, kia ora everybody, welcome along, welcome along. It's time for another Vibe Shift and Lift. Jo Holley here. And what I'm doing every day is I'm just releasing some awesomeness that might help you out. And as I was online, I saw an awesome post by my buddy here, Frankie Walker from Black Pineapple Co. How are you, buddy?
I'm good, Joe. How are you?
Yeah, I'm great, man. I just absolutely loved your post. You're just uplifting other businesses out there from your experience. First of all, tell me a little bit about your business. What do you guys do over there at Black Pineapple Co.?
Yeah, well, what we do is I run a premium drinks catering business, and we do lots of stuff for corporates and people with heaps of money. If I'm honest, and we focus on big events, and we just think like if you're having a celebration or a launch or a wedding, and you want to make a bit of a splash, then you're going to need a food caterer or a chef to do the food. You're going to need a DJ or a band for the music, and you're going to get Black Pineapple to do the drinks. That's kind of what we do.
Amazing. And I've seen you at so many events. You guys are an amazing service and just awesome. It brings such a good vibe to it all.
Thank you.
Now, I know the event industry at the moment, everyone's going through a whole lot of changes and everything. I've had an events company for over 16 years, so totally understand. What's happening for you guys right now with current circumstances?
Yeah, so it's been a very interesting few weeks and a really impactful last 7 days. Coming into the sort of Corona zone, we were in a really amazing shape and just like smashing all of our records, and we're gearing up for the biggest week we'd ever had, which is next week. And then in the last 5 days, we've lost 95% of the business that's on our books. I guess so there's losing what we already had. And then with the future looking really uncertain, sort of short term, we're not really seeing anything happening in the event space. I mean, we're at the heart of people going out in groups, hanging out together, socializing and hanging out together. So this is just an absolute like jackpot in the most negative of sense for a business such as ours,
That's right. We rely on the people to come to the event, to be there and engaging.
Yeah, and if you look in today's climate where you can't have a gathering of more than 100 people indoors, you're literally now not allowed to do be in a situation that's at the heart of what we do for a living. So,
That's
yeah.
Right. So what have you guys done to cope with all of this? What have you put in place?
Well, good question. I mean, we've done a lot. Like, I've personally learned a hell of a lot in the last week. And I think the reason that I did reach out last night was because I felt like we'd got some really good advice and taken some really practical steps that actually give me a huge amount of confidence in where we're at. And it was really just about me trying to share a little bit of what I'd gone through and experienced that got me into a place where I'm actually like super pumped about what lies ahead, to be honest. And you remember we've lost 95% of our business. So, and there are people that are in really tricky positions. We're very connected to bars and restaurants and in that world, and people physically not entering your building when that's what you need to survive on slim margins. And don't forget how slim the margins are out there in hospo world. So people are going to be really hurting. But there are some things that I could share that we've done that I think would be helpful. So first of all is don't panic. Like, this is not, and yes, you can have a little bit of time to deal with it and get your head around it, but if you're in that space, you've got to get yourself out of that space. And I've talked to a lot of people, and I hear that going on. And while you're in that zone, you've got to get yourself out of that zone. Now is a time for sensible, rational action, and that's what you need to be doing. And there's a lot of things that you can do. So the first thing that we did is we found out what our exact financial situation was. So until you can deal with the reality of the facts and look at the facts straight in the eye, I don't believe you have the full power to deal with the situation. And so information and facts in a time of uncertainty is the thing that's going to sort of set you straight. So we worked with our accountant, and we very quickly got together You know, we reworked out the fixed cost of the business. You know, we have a lot of expenses here. I run a fully operational commercial kitchen with warehousing and vehicles and staff, and there's a lot that goes into it. So there's obviously, like all businesses, there's fixed costs and there are variable costs. So we've worked out exactly what we would need to spend a month to cover the fixed cost of the business. I'll put in brackets, we also immediately stripped out any unnecessary costs from the business as well. So that's just a piece of discipline work you need to do to go, what's the stuff that's essential versus non-essential, and then get rid of the non-essential stuff quick snap. Work out exactly what you need to keep the doors open, no matter what the type of business it is, and work out your financial situation. And now you have a calculation called how long I can survive for, which is basically what we've worked out. And I think you need to do some scenario planning. So you've got to go, what's best case, what's worst case, and what's in the middle. Right. You know, the old, like, prepare for the worst and hope for the best. And my advice there that we're hearing is that you really want to be looking at 6 months. So, you know, this ain't going to blow over in 4 to 6 weeks. You've got to get real with it. And if you've got to face down the eye of, we're dealing with a 6 month long-term issue here, and plan for that, and have some different scenarios that you plan for. So now I know the facts. I've got my plan A, my plan A, and plan A, B, and C.
Good, you've got plans.
Nice. Good start. And then I think you've got to start to go and work with the people that are around you. So one thing I'm really clear about, people have been so generous and kind with us, and we're trying to do the same with other people. You know, everyone is in this boat. Yeah. And if it sinks, we all sink. And people that you may not think are necessarily your friends really are your friends right now. I count as a list of my friends right now, the government, IRD, my bank, my landlord, my people that supply me goods and services. They're all people that you can talk to and engage in a conversation with, that, you know, you go down, they go down to some degree. Like we've never had a situation where everyone's all in it together, right? Even the GFC, you know, I'm talking to my boomer dad, and he's talking about the war, and the boomers are talking about the war. And I think that's really real. You know, we're everyone's in it. So people actually want to help you, and they want you to get through. So, you know, you can make requests to people. You can ask for breaks and things. You know, we've talked to our landlord about a rent break, and he's coming back to us. And then the other thing is, you know, on that subject, go and get the help that is being offered out there. I've spoken to a lot of people today since I put that post up last night, and there's a lot of people who didn't even consider themselves as being eligible. And I don't, you know, whether that's the human nature of, I don't know, it doesn't apply to me, or I don't deserve it. But, you know, for whatever reason. So that money, talk about the government money, talk about the IRD breaks that are happening right now, talk about what packages the bank might have for you, and you need to go and talk to your bank about that. We've engaged all those people. You know, that's there to keep people in business, and that's there to keep the economy going, and that's there to help people pay their rent and buy food and keep it moving. Get in there and apply for that money. That, and you know, that we were one of the first businesses to apply for the government funds, because we have 5 full-time staff and a part-timer. And we've already, you know, we applied for that Wednesday. In fact, it was more like 20, I know maybe it was Tuesday, but less than 48 hours. And we now have that money. And now I have a team meeting on Monday.
Less than 20
I think it was 48. No, I think it was under 48. So I think we applied Tuesday night, and then it landed last night. So under 48 hours for that funding to come through.
And that's
hang on one second. One second, go. Hey, hang on, sorry.
There it is. Just off for a little check. I just want to reiterate what Frankie was saying there. Isn't that amazing that within, you know, 48 hours they've gone in for that funding, and boom, they've got it. So it's all about us just, you know, trusting ourselves, not having that fear, letting that fear go, getting on the phone, calling those people, making those connections, emailing, reaching out and asking for what we can get, and going for it. Give it a crack, give it a try. You know, you can see that for your business here, boom, you've got onto it, which takes away so much of that uncertainty for people, the fear of what's going to be happening next. I think that's what a lot for us that we go through is that uncertainty of not knowing. So it's good you've got the facts, you've done the due diligence. Can you say that word? Diligence. Boom, that word. And that one. And you've got it going. Frankie, I'm so proud of you. You've really gone out there and nailed this one. Thank you so much for doing that for everybody.
That's all right. I mean, look, we're just going through it and trying to do the best that we can, you know, and fight for a business that I massively believe in. And I think the final thing I would say, Jo, is, I wouldn't have done any of that stuff genuinely, because that's not stuff that was in my head. I'm not an expert in tax, but I do know the value of talking to the people that are around you, and I do know the value of talking to the right people. And, you know, I'm fortunate we have a huge amount of very positive, intelligent people in my life that I can talk to and call upon. And I just got on the phone. I've talked to, I don't know, probably 15 people in my area, in the industry, who are great at what they do. Everyone's got their own perspective. And I've picked up at least one gem from every conversation that I've had. Be it from my wife, who's in banking, be it from my friend Mimi from Burger, be it from Gemma, who runs Hustle and Bustle. Actually, loads of badass babes in my list.
Of course, go the babes.
And honestly, just reaching out and connecting. Jane Biddick from Glasshouse, reaching out and connecting with those people, sharing where we're at, getting amazing advice and ideas and thoughts that are outside of what I was thinking. Has really, really helped. And the final thing that you were going to have to do in this area is we're going to need to get creative and diversify. That's the other thing. So, you know, if you keep doing what you're doing, especially in this environment, there's, you know, it's like for us, we don't have a business right now. We're in the events business. So what else can we do? What other products can we provide? What other services can we provide? Things are going to change in the next few months. You know, people are going to go through different phases and stages, and as information comes available, and whether we quarantine or we're allowed out or what have you, there will be opportunities to come up. So we're just looking for what else could we add? How could we help people? What services could we provide in this new world that we've never provided before? Because you just have to, right? Yeah. So that's the other thing, you know, get the advice of people around you, and then have your eye out for diversification and creativity.
That is amazing, Frankie. That is just such an amazing vibe shift and lift moment. I am so epically stoked to speak to you today, because I think that a lot of people will really resonate with your message. And it's just awesome to hear what you've got to say today, and how you're just taking this big positive spin and you're making it work for you guys and all of your staff and everything, and sharing it out, rippling it out to everybody. So thank you so much. I'm going to share the links that you put on your page, and I'm going to put a link to that as well. But thank you so much, Frankie. Have a beautiful day, and sending blessings out to you, Lake Pineapple Cove, to all the family there. And I'll see you on the virtual dance floor.
100% on our virtual cocktail parties that we'll probably start hosting in a couple of weeks. You know, you never know. When it
comes to making cocktails, you're the master. So, I mean, I could be over here and I'll make something probably quite crap, but I'll still drink it.
Yeah, because we'll be sending you the kit. We'll deliver you the kit, Jo Holley.
Here we go. Yeah. That's what's going to be happening. Watch this space. All right. Nice to chat to you, babes. Love you heaps. See you later. Okay.
Thank you.